can I ask you about, again, the local government elections? Now, last time we spoke, you announced to us that you weren't going to be going around again. So automatically there's one councillor that Lockhart Shire will be requiring, and obviously a new mayor will be elected. How do you do the mayoral stuff there? Are you elected by the council or by the ratepayers?
No, by the council.
Yep.
It's, the councillors are elected first, and then at the first meeting held of that new term of government, the councillors will elect a mayor and deputy mayor.
Sure.
Yep.
So those who are interested in putting their hand up for council, I know the election's a long way away in September, but probably now is the time to start thinking about it, right?
Well, sure. You have to register with the Electoral Commission, obviously, find out the requirements. You know, you have to reside in the Shire or the ward in which you're going to stand. There are 3 wards, and A, B and C. You have to see which one that you're actually standing in. You have to either reside or own a business in that ward, and get in touch with the Electoral Commission, get yourself nominated, register an interest, and then their Wagga City Council already have run an introductory briefing day that lets councillors know what their obligations are and what their requirements are. But people have to think about it. It's not very far away. I think actual council meetings, there are only 5 council meetings to go before the elections.
Right.
So we are on the countdown now, and people should consider it. It's not an onerous task. Obviously, being mayor, you spend a little more time than the councillors at your work, but it sometimes you have losses, but mostly it's gains, and it is a very satisfying thing to do.
Roger, how long have you been on council for there now at Lockhart Shire? Is this your 3rd term?
No, I'll have served 9 years when it finishes in September. Yeah,
right. Okay.
4 years as deputy mayor. It'll be 5 years as mayor.
Okay, sure. So I'll take you back to 9 years ago. What made you decide to put your hand up for council when you did? Because everyone's story is slightly different when it comes to why they decided to run for council in the first place. But what's your story look like? Why did you put your hand up?
I never intended to be a councillor. I really didn't. My father was a councillor for 33 years, and I'd seen him going out the door to all sorts of things, and I thought, I'll never do that. We had very big floods in 2010 and 2012, and there was a belief that the council weren't active enough in flood mitigation. So I chaired a community group that went to the council and said to them, look, we're independently funded. We'll get our hydrologists ourselves. We'll do our own investigations because you have done essentially nothing in terms of protecting the town. So we'll work with you or we'll work beside you, whichever you choose. You can take all the credit, but we want something done. And the council immediately came on board, said they would. And because of that committee that I was chairing, it was decided that we would be better to have somebody on the inside as well as the outside. So I won't say I drew the short straw, but I was elected. I stood and I was elected to council, and then elected, as I said, as deputy mayor. And we have since that time we have big levee banks around Lockhart, and the Rock also had a lot of flood mitigation work. We've literally spent millions and millions of dollars on flood mitigation work. The towns are much safer as a result. But yeah, and then the mayor at the time, who was a very, very good mayor, Peter Yates, he didn't stand for what would be my second term, so I stood because we lost a few councillors that year, and we needed continuity. We've been through council amalgamation processes, which we managed to stay on our own, and flood issues and things. So for continuity, I put my hand up for second term. Was elected mayor in that second term, and I've been mayor ever since. And it's a bit of a cliche to say it's been an honour, but it really has. It's a wonderful area to live. The general manager, council staff, both indoor and outdoor, are remarkable people that work very, very hard for the community. And the community itself is a very, very nice place to live. So it hasn't been an onerous task at all. It's been a joy.
Excellent. It's a great story, Roger, and thanks for sharing it with us. Obviously, we're not going to go through the high points or your entire run because it's not farewell yet. You've still got at least 5 more meetings in the chair, as I mentioned, and we'll talk to you again in the future. But the time will come for that down the track. But if you're considering running for council, now is the time to really give it some thought. And Roger, again, if someone is considering it, what should they do?
Contact the local council on 69205305, and they'll be directed to the right places and find out what they have to do. But essentially, the main thing is to register with the Electoral Commission for your local government elections to be held on the 4th of September, and go forward from there. Think about what you're going to do, how you're going to promote yourself if that's what you want to do, and go forward. But it's a good thing to do for your community. You actually have a hand in directing your shire.
It is the layer of government that affects us most on a daily basis, Council. There's no question about that. So
absolutely.
Consider it. Put your hand up if you see fit, and contact the council if you want some more information about what it all entails. But Roger, always great catching up for a chat with you, my friend. Look forward to doing it again in the future, and wish you all the best. Until next time.
Good on you, Jay. Thank you for your time.